Alright guys, so we are live. We'll just wait for a couple of minutes for people to join in and see how it goes. So for people watching after this live stream, this is the second episode of Django, and we'll be continuing to build what we did yesterday, and we ran into a couple of problems yesterday, so we'll be solving those, and at the same time we'll be building new stuff. So Dhruv, hey man, how are you? Don't call me sir, man. I don't know why people call me sir. Like, there are 3 highs right now and everybody is like, hey sir, hi sir, hi sir. Not sir, bro. I'm just like 25. What the heck? Dhruv, what's up? Yeah, hey man, today was like we did a lot of work, we did some exercise. It was a pretty chill day. Played some Call of Duty Mobile. This is my favorite game. So that's what we do. Lakshik, can we make sir again sir? Why you? What's up with sir? Can we make an Android game using Pygame? Probably not. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can't really make a game using Pygame for Android at least. Dhruv, I'm 15. Hey man, yeah, a lot of young people on the stream apparently. Android sir is out of respect. Yeah, but I feel like so old, man. Like, no need to call me sir. Just call me Atre. You know, that's my real name, Atre. So yeah. WWE time, very interesting name. I'm pretty sure it's like channel sir. Hi sir, again sir. Like that, like I should make like a sir counter in my chat. Are you doing any job? No man, I'm doing some freelancing. So that's how that's my job currently. Yeah. So we'll just wait for some time and then we'll just get started with our Django, what we did yesterday. And just a refresher of what we did yesterday, I'll just show you guys what we built. So I'm just gonna run the server again and see how our website looks currently. You're my source of knowledge. I learn many things from you. That's why you deserve it. Yeah, but it just feels weird. You don't need to do it, man. Only web designing or app making. Curious to know, like the website that we are currently building. I think I'll be doing web designing a little bit later. The web app we are making, we'll just be like making it for functionality, and later on we'll be doing like concentrating a little bit more on making it actually look good. App Even gave me what are you working on. So yesterday was the first stream of Django where we are building our startup or build with Python website, the YouTube channel that you're currently watching. So we'll be working on the second episode today. Yesterday we built it a little bit, so I'll just show you guys what we built yesterday. So yesterday we managed to build this navigation bar. When you click on courses, it goes to a different page. When you click on blog, it goes to a different page. When you click on login, it shows us this pop-up. We have to add like forms and stuff over here and connect to a database, and the same thing happens with the sign up, and we took care of all the backend thing that we had to take care of. Is Fiverr good for freelancing? With any kind of freelancing, you have to put in some work. I've seen some people do like great stuff using Fiverr. Some people do good stuff on Upwork. Some people just make offline networks and they do good over there. So it depends. Like you have to like kind of hear podcast on how to like properly make your profile on Fiverr. Like if you don't hear the people who are already successful on Fiverr do it, you won't be able to do it properly. But hey man, Exetialitis. What a complicated name. I'm just gonna call it Exi. Him Exi or her Exi. Love your tutorials. Thank you for creating them. I'm glad it helped you out, and I'm glad you like them. Shan Fayed, can I make a website with Flutter? Yeah, you Flutter? I'm not really sure. You're doing freelancing only on web apps making? I mostly do freelancing on like Python, like anything like related to Python. I'm actually getting a 404 error while deploying Django, Jinx and G-Unicorn. Don't worry, like the best way to deploy, which I've recently learned, a Django website is not on Heroku. Actually, it's on DigitalOcean. It's so easy. I'll show you guys by the like some part of the series. We'll host it on DigitalOcean, and it's so simple. It's super simple. You don't have to like butt your head against like a window so many times. A video I made like 2 years ago on hosting it on Heroku it's like 1 hour long about, and it has helped out so many people, but it's so much easier to just upload it on DigitalOcean. Deepak Raj, what a luck. I started learning Django 2 days ago. I was facing difficulties and now I see this part. I'm gonna watch it. Yeah man, I think it's gonna help you. And if you watch, the good thing is that you can kind of follow along. because I go very slowly while we are live streaming. So you can kind of like, even if you are rewatching the live stream, so this is how I used to learn things, right? Where I used to just start a live stream. For example, if I wanted to learn Django, I used to just start a live stream, and whenever he did something that I wanted to do, I used to press pause and do the thing that he was doing, and I like tried doing it before him. That actually helped me. So you can follow along like that. Okay bro, please make a video on tips for freelancing. That actually makes sense. I think I'm not the best person to do it, but one of my friends is actually doing really good on Upwork. He's a Java guy, but I think the concepts still apply. Kiwi is so complicated, but you say it's so simple in the previous videos. Thank you so much. You're awesome too. Hello, remember me? Yeah, creation. I got your text on Instagram. I think you texted me, so I got it. I still have to reply. Freelancing in India, yeah, definitely. I think a lot of people have been asking for it, so I might as well make some kind of a freelancing video, or how actually you can make a living with Python. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, but I'm following the Django documentation. Yeah, you can follow it, but at some point it gets a little bit weird in Django documentation. It's not very clear. Yesterday I was trying to follow along. It gets a little bit weird. So I haven't done Django for the last 2 years. I haven't touched it, so I only remember a little bit and not a lot. And it's actually a little bit difficult to code on the stream because you're trying to concentrate on the chat and you're conscious about what's happening. You're doing it live. So like sometimes your thought gets mixed up and you're not able to think clearly. So yesterday I ran into a problem, yes, and I wasn't able to like figure it out. But afterwards I just was like just looking at it and I was like, what the heck, this is so simple. Like, why was I struggling with this? Literally in 2 minutes after ending the stream, but whatever. So the plan for today is, anywhere I get stuck for more than 5 minutes, we are gonna skip that, and I'm gonna work on some other things on the website, and I'm gonna figure that out offline so that I don't waste time of you guys. And then in the next episode, I'm gonna fix that and show it to you guys how to do it. Your sister agreed to create a logo for me. Thank you. That's awesome. Yeah, I'll probably get in touch with you. Bro, are you an engineering graduate? Kinda, I guess. Anuj, any plans of doing a fast API stream? Maybe. Not recent in any recent time. What do you do in Python for making money? I do freelancing, I do YouTube, I do some offline teaching. Molested can of beans? What the heck? You didn't upload the doc sheet for web hacking. You said you would do it after the live stream. Man, so many people have been asking for it, but I don't understand. Like the document was so short, like you could literally see it on the live stream. I don't know why people actually want the doc, but I guess like because so many people have been asking for it, I'll get to it. Actually, I'll get to it tomorrow morning. Yeah, promise. Tomorrow I'll apply it. Okay, yeah. I can't say it right now because I'm at my parents' place, so. Right, you hopefully understand, man. Deepak Raj, how did you publish your Pygame tutorial on Codecamp? They basically approached me. They were like, we want to promote your channel, and they also want content for their YouTube, right? They want to grow themselves, and I was like, they have a lot of subscribers, so actually it could help my channel grow. So that's why I collaborated with Codecamp in Bangalore. Yeah, I teach in Bangalore. Alright, so I guess let's get started, man. The AC is disturbing again. Yeah, man, I'll actually close it up and hopefully won't bother us too much. Alright, so I closed the AC. It's gonna get super hot, but hopefully I'll switch it on again, because when it's super hot, I'm not able to concentrate. So today we have 3 objectives. First is doing the base thing. So for example, when I click on courses, this navigation bar disappears, right? And we don't want to code it again and again. So for example, our courses.html looks like this, and our base.html looks like this, which has our navigation bar. We don't want to copy and paste this navigation bar in each of the HTML pages that we have, right? So what we are going to do is we are going to use this base.html as a base for all the other HTML pages, and we're just going to extract this data and paste it somewhere inside courses.html, but we'll do it dynamically so that we don't have to hard code all this stuff. Prince Kumar, man, why do you always spam, man? I'm gonna put you on timeout. So yeah, let's get started. So this is the basis, and the problem that I was running into yesterday. So I created this index.html which says basically this is the home page. So the idea is whenever we go to the home page, it should display this. This is the home page, but it didn't. So the reason was in the views in the urls.py file. Whenever we open our home page, that is for example www.buildwithpython.com, then it just goes to this views.index. It goes to this views.py file, and so you have to watch the previous stream if you're not able to follow along, but if you have a little bit of an idea about Django, you probably can. So basically in urls.py file, it goes to this index method over here, and then it renders this base.html, which we don't want to. Now because we have created this new index.html, we want it to render this one. So instead of base.html, we are going to change it to index.html. And what we are going to do inside our base.html is that we have this block content over here, right? So anything that is inside courses.html or index.html is automatically going to be pasted inside these brackets of block content, and it will be dynamically generated. And inside our index.html, we have extended this base.html file, and then inside our block content, we can just paste our stuff. So now if we just let's make sure that our server is running and everything is good. All right, so now if we go to our home page and press enter, it should give us, this is the home page over here in H1. So this is pretty nice. So now let's do the same thing for our courses and our blog. So what we are going to do is we are just going to copy this part of extents, and we are going to paste it inside our so we can remove all this extra stuff, we don't need it. And we can also copy this end block and also paste it inside our courses.html, and we are going to do the same thing for our blog, I guess, might as well, because we are doing it. So let me just copy this and paste it over here, and instead of this course, we are just going to write it's a blog page, and let's see if it works. So now when we click on courses, it should still give us this navigation bar, right? So yeah, it's still giving us this navigation bar, which is pretty cool. The second thing we wanted to do was currently when when we click on build with Python, it doesn't take us to our home page, right? So we want to go to the home page, so we have to fix that too. So let's go to our base.html, and let's minimize this so that we have more area to look at. Did they pay you CodeCamp? No, they didn't, but they kind of hey, thank you for saying I'm nice. Thank you. Creation. And did they pay you? No, but they kind of promoted my YouTube channel, so that was pretty good. You say blog body, end blog body in your base.html and bring it again. Yeah, you have to do that, but in end blog you don't have to say like body. It's like that's not needed. You just can end it with end block. Coding Desire, what is it with Streamlabs? I'm sending some tips and blocks my comments saying it contains a link. Yeah, sorry about that. I totally forgot to remove Streamlabs from YouTube. But what I'm gonna do is whenever you post something, I'm just gonna, where it says view deleted message. So if you guys can't see it, I'll show you guys over here. So you know it says view deleted message. So whenever you post something, I'm just gonna click on view deleted message, and I'm gonna see your comment over here. So you don't have to worry. Alright, so yeah, we have to, whenever we click on build with Python, it should take us to our home page. So we are gonna go to our this href, and we are gonna do the same thing that we did yesterday with our URL. We are gonna paste this over here, and in our urls.py, our home page's name is index. So I'm just gonna copy this index. Why am I so lazy? Like I can just write index over there, it's gonna be fine, but whatever. So instead of courses, I'm just gonna paste this index over here, and I'm already getting like sweats, man. What the heck? Or maybe I'll switch on the AC very soon. But yeah, so now whenever we want to go to the home page, we can just click on this build with Python icon, I guess. We need to refresh it, and we go to courses, we go to build with Python again, and yeah, it's working. So the second thing I want to do is that, again, this is the home page thing is actually getting attached to the left hand side. What we want to do is actually give some margin between the top of the navigation bar and the text that is going to come over here, and we wanted to do it for all the pages, right? All the pages need some kind of margin from the top, and I also want them to be in a container. So like you can see the navigation bar has some space on the left hand side. So the same thing I want with all the text over here. So I'm also gonna just do it with base.html, and it's gonna be applied to every other class, every other HTML one. So what I'm gonna do is inside this block, just before this block content, I'm just gonna write a new class of container, and we are gonna make sure that it's properly closed, and this is pretty much it. And maybe I can just give it like a margin over here itself, margin dash top, I guess, and we are gonna give it a margin of, let's say, 10%. I don't know how much 10% is, but let's find out. Let's reload this. Okay, 10% is a lot. Let's not give it that much, maybe just 2%. And reload it, and yeah, this looks pretty good. So this is the home page, and whenever we go to courses, this is a course page. And let's actually give it a h2 heading, right? So inside our index.html, instead of h1, let's give it a h2 so that it looks a little bit smaller and more nicer. And we're going to do the same thing for our courses and our blog. All right. So the blog thing, we are going to be building the last. We'll see how it goes, because it's not like really super important, I guess. But yeah, let's see what's going in the chat. Have you seen the comment section of the previous stream? You might want to remove some of the comments. I'll check it out. I haven't like really focused on that. Hi Atre, hey Krish, make a Discord server. Maybe it makes sense. Let me actually check out the comments, man. What the heck is going on with the comments over there on that live stream? Let's see your channel. I don't want anything weird over there, right? So if it's negative, that's fine, but I don't want anything weird over there. Oh, this thing, yeah, the spam thing is happening with every YouTuber, right? So if you guys, I'll just show you guys. So this like these like random people are just this random like spams are coming in, and it's happening with every YouTuber. Like it's not it's just a spam thing. So we'll just report that. We'll also report this one. I don't know like why do people actually do it? Like there's no point to it, but whatever. All right, so let's remove that. All right, it's done. Thank you for telling me, by the way. Thank you. Thank you, Coding Desires. Sawmill, hi, bro. Don't spam. I'm here, man. You can just add mi4 in the container class in the end. Yeah, we'll see what's up for margin in the y-axis. Oh, really? That's pretty cool. Let me actually try it out. mi4. What does my? Oh, it's like margin thing. So I don't have to like write all this stuff. I can just add like my-4. That's pretty cool, I guess, if it works. All right, let's close this baby up, and let's see if this works. Let's reload our thing, and actually, yeah, it does work. That's pretty interesting. So what if we increase the margin to like 7 over here? Will it increase it? Let's reload this. All right, so the more that you increase, it goes up, I guess. So the more you decrease, so what happens when I give it a value of 1? Huh, I don't know what's happening with this my. But I guess if my4 is working, then I don't need to like do a lot of things. If it's working, it's working. Sorry to interrupt. I did the stuff you said before ending the stream. You told you'll add more stuff to it. Just saying. So yeah, we'll be adding more stuff to it today. Don't worry about it. Then the stream. I don't know what you're talking about. Molested cannon beans. I don't like PyCharm. It looks so complicated. Not really. Once you get used to it, it's just very simple. Like you can just format the code by just pressing Ctrl Alt plus L, and everything looks like properly formatted and looks good. Super nice. Yeah, I'm the same creation dual. Oh, you are? Oh, damn. I didn't realize that. You have so many accounts on YouTube. Anyways, if you have the idea why my4 works, or just tell me like why can we increase it, can we decrease it? I'd love to know. Alright, so now we have fixed that. So this is looking actually a lot better. So now what I want to do is actually create a page where people can enter their email and I can interact with them. Or should we add like a Jumbotron on the home page first? So let's actually add like something on the home page first, and then we'll add something, create like some kind of a form. Like, you know what email thing is, where people opt-in page where you guys can enter email and I can contact you guys outside YouTube, right? So I need to make that email page. So opt-in page. So first we are just gonna add, let's see if we can easily add something Bootstrap on the index page, make it a little bit more good looking, make it a little bit more fancy. And I speak so much, I get thirsty really fast. So now we are gonna go to our components and let's look what we want. I think what we want is a jumbotron, I guess. What we want is a fluid jumbotron, I guess, right? So we can just copy this thing from here and paste it in our index.html page. So for right now, we are just gonna close our courses on the blog page. Let's close our models.py file and let's actually give this a shot. Let's see how it looks. Actually, we don't want the margin in this one, right? Let's reload it. Yeah, we want, this is not looking bad, I guess, but we have to change the background color and make it a little bit, I guess we don't have to give a margin with this index page, right? Because I think it will look better if we don't give it anything. So actually, I'm not going to do this. I'm just going to go back a little bit in our base.html. Where is it? And we are going to remove this for right now. I'm just going to remove this division tags from here for right now at least. And I'm going to add them individually because we don't want them inside our index.html page, because this might look better with this kind of, yeah, it looks a little bit better. Right, and let's see what this display does. I think it increases the size of our jumbotron, if I'm not wrong. Oh no, this is for this thing. Okay, it makes it a little bit bolder, I guess. Right, and then okay, and then can we increase the size of this thing? First, let's just write some stuff over here, I guess. And we'll add like images or maybe like some kind of videos over here. But for right now, let's just leave it at that and do the opt-in page first. Alright, and we are just gonna write learn Python by building projects, because that's the idea of build with Python. And Python, I guess we'll just write that. I don't know what this, maybe I can write what we are about. I'll have to see what content writing we'll do over here, but for right now I think this is good. Yeah, I guess this works at least a little bit. Maybe we can give some kind of margin. Can you just give like write my-4 over here and it will work? Let's see. Oh, it actually works. Alright, perfect. What if I want to give like more margin? So I don't understand like what's happening over here. What if I want to give like more margins? Alright. I guess I also want to like increase its size a little bit, and we'll be doing that when we customize our, I guess, our jumbotron a little bit more by adding images and stuff over here. As you can see, we can add stuff, I guess. And this actually looks pretty good. So let me just copy this one. Getting greedy, right? And we are gonna use this fluid one, the fluid class. So we just have to copy this jumbotron fluid thing and paste it over here. All right, and let's see how it looks. Yeah, I guess this is looking a little bit better, but it doesn't have a container, so we also have to add a container like they have done over here inside our jumbotron. So let me copy this from here and paste it over here, close this division tag, basically format everything properly, and yeah, so this is looking a lot more better. And we are just gonna add a very simple my-4, I guess. Yeah, this is looking a lot more better. Let me just add some text. What we are about. Okay, learn Python by building projects, right? Let's see what else do we have, and learn more is perfect for us, I guess. And we can, I guess we can add some stuff over here like Django, networking. I have to save this somewhere, I guess. Networking, website scraping with Scrappy, and I'm pretty sure I'm forgetting some stuff, but I guess for right now it's fine. We're just gonna I just want to see how it looks with everything over here. Alright, so this is actually not looking bad, but we obviously need to design it a little bit more better. And now I'm going to be changing the color schemes, obviously, because I don't think gray looks really good and the button colors are really trash. So we'll be changing all of that, but for right now I guess it's decent, right? Because right now we are just focusing on functionality and actually pulling something off together, putting something off. Alright, so let's see what's going on. Where do you live? I live in Bangalore, but currently I'm in Lucknow. What is your education? I can't answer that right now. Can you tell me a good project idea on Python? Bro, like don't listen to other people on what good project ideas are. To be honest, like the best project ideas are the one which you want to show the world. That's how I select my project ideas. So for example, my first project I think on YouTube was building a music player. So I was always curious as to how to build a music player, right? So I was like, okay, this is a good idea that I can it will be like a challenge for me. Like I'll actually create a video on it, and every day I'll learn something on how to create a music player using Python. And I wanted to actually learn it, like, because when I was a kid I always wondered how this like Windows Media Players and stuff worked. So that's the curiosity, like the mindset that you want. All right, so what we are gonna do now is actually create an opt-in page, right? So hey, you have also built a music player. Awesome coding desires. So what we want is whenever a person goes to this URL like opt-in, so he should be able to like watch that page, right? So we are gonna create another another page. So we are just gonna copy and paste one of these babies, I guess, and we're just gonna call this one as opt-in, right? And over here we are just gonna write this is a opt-in page, and obviously we also need this in our urls.py. So I'm just gonna add another path over here and paste it, press space. So whenever it goes to a URL of opt-in, then we want it to go to our views.optin, which we haven't created yet, but we'll create it very soon, and do the same thing over here, call it opt-in. And then I'm just gonna copy this from here and paste it over here, and let's call it opt-in, and we are gonna go to optin.html. all right, so this is looking pretty good. So let's see whether it's working or not. Let's make sure that our server has been refreshed. Hopefully it has been. So let's reload this, and when we go to our /opt-in, it should take us to our opt-in page. So this is looking pretty good. So now we have to create a form, right? And so what I'm gonna do is inside our opt-in page, first of all, let's actually look for a good form. Let's see if they have like some good forms over here. And we have our email address, which we don't care about. Let's see if they have like a good kind of a form. So what we want is a name, and let's actually look at our planning.md again and write a section for our opt-in, right? Opt-in page. What we want in our opt-in page is number one, we want the values that we want. First of all, it should be a form, center of screen, right? And the values it should have is name, country. Should I add a country list? I guess it's not needed. but I guess it's I'm curious to know what countries join that, so maybe I'll add it. And email. So these are the three things that I want. Alright, so we'll focus on these three things. Alright, so now let's see if we have some forms. Alright, form groups, form grid, first name, last name. Alright, so this is, I guess this is the one that we want, right? Email, password, yeah, I guess, yeah, this all looks good. I guess we'll have to work on forms a little bit at least. Inline forms, help text, disabled forms. Let's just scroll down and see what's there, I guess. First name, last name, city. Actually, this doesn't look bad. Agree to terms and conditions. Don't care much about that. Right, let's scroll down. This is all validation. Oh, we don't need to care about validation, I guess, today, but soon we'll need to. We'll see how it goes. Alright, so we have our forms. I checked out forms. So now this is input group. It's also a little bit interesting, I guess, but I don't think there is something that we need to add right now. Alright, let's go back to our forms and we are gonna use one of those form. Time to turn on the AC. Yeah, man. Is it showing on my face how hot it is getting? It's getting super hot. Okay, I'll switch on the AC so you guys will hear a little bit of noise, but I think it should be good enough, right? Alright, I switched on the AC. There'll be a little bit of noise, but hopefully it should be fine. I'll try to speak a little bit of a little bit louder so that you guys can hear it properly. And after 10 minutes we are gonna, how are you gonna opt in without password? So this is not a login. This is just like a opt-in page. So you know, when you go to websites, they say it's kind of like subscribing. So I can send you like articles on email and stuff, right? I can tell you when a new video has dropped. You know how YouTube doesn't like always sends notifications when a live stream is there or a new video has been uploaded, right? So I guess I can use those emails and I can send you an email that hey, a new video has been uploaded, or a new live stream is going live today. We are going live at 6:30 p.m. stuff like that, right? Adrian Pandey, would you recommend Flask for starters? Not really, man. Just go with Django. Like Flask should be used when you want to create some kind of like a very quick website, I guess. But for complicated projects, I wouldn't recommend it. Javi, hey man, Sen, hey man. I don't know what that cog is, but anyways, yeah. Let's go back to our forms. So yeah, we are gonna use one of these forms. Let's see. Don't need this one. Form groups, form grid, form row. Actually, we need to understand also this a little bit. So when you write form row, you can check this out. Alright. So you start with a simple form. You add a division tag of form row. So form row is basically you can add like multiple things in a single row, right? So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows, I guess. So in the first row you create a form row and then you divide the screen into two parts, 6 columns and 6 columns, and then you add an email, a label for it, and then you add like the email. Perfect. I think this is good. I think I'm understanding what to do. Alright, so let's get started with this. Alright, so we have our planning over here. So let's close this and we are gonna go over here and we are gonna start with our forms. Where is this currently? What is it showing? Alright, so we also need this to be in the center. So let's also add a division container tag. Container, and we are also giving it a height margin, I guess. And then we are going to use our forms. So let's create a form And inside this form we need a couple of things. Obviously you need action and stuff, all that stuff, but we'll be doing that a little bit later. So over here you can see that we create first a division tag with a form row. So let's copy that and paste it and close this tag up. And then inside a form row we basically give it a MD, whatever the size we want. Do I also want the last name? I don't think I need the last name, right? I just need the first name. So we can just add this form over here. I guess we can just copy and paste this. Form groups. Inside a form row we have our form groups. Okay. What if we just have like one of them? So address 2, for example. Yeah, I guess it's the same. So I'm just gonna copy this one and paste it over here inside our form row. And instead of I'm just gonna write name, and the label is also going to be the name, and the input is gonna be a text. Form control is perfect. ID, we are just gonna give it an ID of like F name, first name, I guess. And placeholder is just going to be your first name. And let's go back to our Bootstrap. So if we want, we can also give it a call. So for example, if we want to make it a little bit shorter, so I guess I'm gonna go with that also inside our form row. I'm just gonna paste that baby in. And we also want some other rows, so I'm just gonna copy, I guess, this form row thing, and I'm gonna paste it a couple of more times, like at least 3 times, because one we want for the name, one we want for our country, and one we want for our email. I think it will be a lot better if we have a drop down for country, but for right now I guess the text is fine. Placeholder is gonna be just country. ID is also going to be a country. Right, and the last thing is an email. I think the type is email, right? And the ID is also going to be an email. IDs are really important in these things. Email, right? And let's see how it looks. Maybe it will look good, maybe it looks super bad, but we'll figure it out. Alright, so this is our form. It's not looking very pretty right now, but we'll figure out what to do with it. We also need a submit button. Wow, okay, I totally forgot about the submit button. So our submit button, I guess we can just copy and paste this over here. And we are just gonna call it submit. And let's see if it's properly formatted, and we want all of this to be in the center, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create another division tag, class equals to row, I guess, and then inside this we are gonna give it a class of col, and this is for like we are gonna give it some kind of MD, like medium size screen size. So we want it to occupy 6 columns on the screen, but it should be in the middle, right? So we also have to give some kind of offset to it. So I guess we can just put this division tag in, call 4, and then we can just paste our form after this, right? So we can just copy this, paste it over here, give it maybe a value of 6, and then just copy all of this stuff and paste it inside. Format everything properly, and let's see how it looks. Maybe it will look better, maybe it will look super bad, but yeah, I guess it should look fine. Let's reload this. So yeah, now it's in the center of the screen, but we want a little bit of more margin at the top. I'm not really satisfied with the margin, so actually I'm gonna go with my previous margin thing. So I'm just gonna give it a margin of maybe like this time 5%, because we want a little bit more height at the top. Alright, so this is looking a little bit better. Maybe we want some kind of a picture on the left hand side, right? But right now I don't have any kind of picture. what should I put on the left hand side? You might want to use the button as button secondary as a class for the button secondary. Let's give it a shot, button primary, and instead I'm gonna use button secondary, and let's see how it looks. I think the button becomes a little bit smaller, right? That's the only difference. Let's give it a shot. Reload this. I don't know, man. I don't like it. So we are just gonna change it to primary again. And now I need some tips on how to make it better. And this submit button is actually not in the center, which is actually pretty irritating, right? We can actually do something about it. Let's see. So this is not looking very pretty. So we'll have to do something about the design, I guess. But for right now, I guess it's fine. And let's actually see how to make a country drop down, right? Country drop down. Bootstrap. Let's see. Oh, somebody has created something for it, I guess. We'll add this a little bit later, but actually let's just check it out how it works. Oh, this is actually pretty cool. Simple country picker with flags. Oh, we have like one with flags also. This is super nice. Alright, so I guess we can just go with the flags one. The problem is only works with Bootstrap 3. Does it work with Bootstrap 4? What else do we have? I think this one is pretty good. I'll figure this one out, which one I want to use, I guess, offline. But this is looking pretty good. What is Bootstrap select? Select, it's basically a select pickup class, Bootstrap select. Alright. So we are adding Bootstrap over here, but it's a pretty old for Bootstrap 3, so I don't know whether it will work for Bootstrap 4. It's still incompatible with, yeah, it's still incompatible, so I don't think it will work, sadly, with Bootstrap 4.5, which we are currently using. So we'll have to figure out. I guess we can use this, maybe we can just do it with the jQuery, I guess. This is all pretty old, so I guess we'll have to figure out which one we have to use, but we'll do it offline because this is taking more than 5 minutes, and we already decided anything that takes more than 5 minutes. Group inputs. Let's find group inputs. Who is saying? Ayush Patil. He's saying group inputs. Yeah, in this input group, right? Yeah, I get what you're talking about, but I don't know if we need it right now, I guess. Right? Because what will we need these icons for? Yeah, we don't think we need it right now. But what we can do actually is, because it's looking very small, because we have added these extra labels over here, maybe we can just like add a input label over here, right? And just make it like a little bit more neater, I guess. Yeah. And maybe we need a little bit more space for email. I don't think we are giving enough space for our email. So we are gonna actually increase this one to maybe 8. See how it looks. Oh, so this is getting shortened because we have used COLMD6 over here, I guess. Right. So let's actually increase this to maybe 8. That does nothing. So we have actually, first I think I should look at the grid system of Bootstrap, because that's where I'm messing it up, right? Let's go and look at the grids actually. So we have, so people who don't understand Bootstrap is that you have first a container, then you have a row, and inside that row you create columns, and the Bootstrap grid system has basically 12 columns, right? So if you want to have 3 columns, you basically divide 12 by 3 and that gives you 4. And you can just put in call dash md or sm small screen and then add dash 4, I guess. What if we just remove all of this? What if I just remove this from here? I'm just kind of experimenting with things, so it just basically takes me back to where I was. But there should be like an offset thing, right? Inside my, I don't think I'm doing this correctly, and I want to do this correctly. So let's see. Where is the offset? I guess we can just search over here for offset class. Yeah, offsetting columns. So this is for basically giving space. Let's say I wanted some space on the left hand side, so I can basically use this. So why I don't use anything else, I just use dash md, because when you use dash md, I've seen that it works best. It works best when I just use md on both mobile screens and on desktop and iPads instead of using a lot of them. So I'm just gonna go with this one, I guess. So I'm just gonna remove that 3 thing, and I'm gonna add an offset of four columns. And let's see how it looks. So let's reload this, and it doesn't affect. It doesn't do anything. What the heck is going on? So first one we have this 4 columns, and the second one we have our offset md-4. Now this should work, I guess. Let's look at the second example. So we have our second row, and inside that we have our md3. So this is the class that we want, right? Why is it not working? Call md3. Why have I added dot over here? Dot is not needed. Yeah, so let's look at it now. Yeah, it works. It works. So this is actually the correct way to do it in Bootstrap. And yeah, let's actually try and increasing the size of these things. So we have, so how do we distribute this? Let's try 888, give it a little bit of more size, I guess. Oof, I'm really struggling with this. You can give custom CSS and say your class align center. Yeah, but that's what I already did here, right? We didn't need to do that. And anyways, it's based on Flexbox anyways, Bootstrap. So yeah. Hey Ayush, offset is left margin. Yeah, just use that. It looks pretty good. Let's not spam, Rishabh. Otherwise, you're gonna get a timeout. Boom. Alright, so let's focus on actually making this a little bit bigger. This is getting irritating. I want this freaking column to be a little bit bigger, right? So let's go back to our basics. So we have our row, right? And then we have this MD. So we have our 8 columns on the right hand side, and we have our 4 columns over here. So, and then we are giving 888 to all of them. Does this not make any sense? Row. What if I just remove this column D thing? Does it affect it with anything? Yeah, it doesn't affect it at all. Right? 6. Anybody knows how I can make this a little bit bigger? These inputs. Let's go back to our forms and see what we are missing, because these ones are taking the whole screen, right? So I guess what we'll do is we'll remove everything. We'll start from scratch because I'm getting irritated with that. So let me just remove this division tag, format everything properly, and we are just going to remove these. For right now, we are just going to remove these extra stuff from here and see what's up with our Bootstrap thing. So this should take the whole screen, right? It's not taking the whole screen. Why? Why is it not taking the whole screen? use use cards. But why would I use cards over here? But maybe cards will does make a little bit of sense. Let's see, in components we have our cards, and let's see, yeah, but using forms and cards, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. And actually we can use this one though. This looks pretty good. Yeah, we can use this card, I guess. Yeah. Thank you for suggesting this. Who suggested this? Who suggested this? Use Ayush. Thank you so much, man. I think this makes a lot more. It will make it a lot more better. So I'm just gonna press Control Alt everywhere. Yeah, and then I'm just gonna add a card over here. And I want to add a card somewhere inside over here. Add this thing. And then we wanted to give maybe like a featured instead of featured. We are just gonna write yeah, enter your what we can write here is email subscription. I hope the spelling is right. And then inside our card body, I guess this is where the thing actually lies. We can actually paste all of the stuff that we have inside our card body. So we can just copy all of this form. Where does the form end? We can copy all of this form from here, and we can actually paste it over here if I'm not wrong. Card title, card text. I guess we can just paste it over here. Hopefully it will work. Like most of my web development is based on hope. I just realized that. Like oh, it's actually looking pretty good. Nice job. Yeah. And now we can just maybe give it an offset of, like, instead of 8 we can give it an offset of 6, and 4 is fine, I guess. So let's see how it looks. And maybe an offset of 3. Alright, so this is starting actually looking pretty good, not bad. And you're in build with Python. Yeah, I'll check it out. Right now I can't. Off topic, do you know I can use Selenium or other scrapper with? I can't discuss it in this stream. Like, you can comment on or send it like an email or on Instagram. If you send it on Instagram, I think there's a higher chance of me replying. Dan Paul, thank you so much. Denny Brain, hello people. Dan Paul, you're a very good teacher. I'm your regular watcher. Thank you so much, Dan Paul. Trishan, I just entered. Welcome people, welcome. So yeah, so we have our first name, our country, and our email, but I'm getting like still it's looking a little bit short. How do I increase the size of these things? Maybe it should be 7. Make it a little bit bigger and increase also to 2. Have to make sure that the balance is good. It's not in the center of the screen. Maybe make it 8. So yeah, this is actually looking really good. But we want this to be a little bit bigger, I guess. Let's figure out how to do that. We are still stuck on that, right? And we have to add some text over here too, I guess. Email subscription. I mean we don't have to, but it looks really good, so I want to add something at least. But I guess we can just figure out. I'll look at what people have as an opt-in page, and I'll just add it. Or maybe I can just look at some opt-in page examples and look how these look. Alright, so basically we have like some kind of a sale thing over there. So I guess I can write yeah, like basically what happens if you enter your email, right? Email subscription, stay updated. And over here we can just write when whenever I post new content, you will be updated on your email. I guess it's not perfect, but for right now it will do, right? So yeah guys, like making a website is a very slow process, but it's really rewarding. And once you like build the whole website, it's like yeah, I put in so much work, but it's totally worth it. Will you go with Django REST? I think I'll just do Django. I don't think I need Django REST for this one. Remove call classes from form. Really? Okay, let's remove them. Somebody is telling us to remove them, and this guy has been really good in the past, so we are gonna trust him. And yeah, I guess they didn't really help with anything, but yeah, these things are still not very long. I don't know why. So let's actually figure that stuff out and see if we can actually like kind of make this thing in the center of this card somehow. What we can do is that this card is taking 8 columns, right? Let's actually Google how to increase the input size. Input forms, increase the width, Bootstrap 4. Let's see, width of inputs. Alright, so form, if you want to use Bootstrap for grid widths, go with form in mind. So we can just put in this width thing over here. I didn't know about that. Let's actually check it out and see if it actually works. So yeah, input. Where is our input? In our class, we're just gonna add this with 25 and see if it actually works. If it actually does anything. Oh yeah, it's actually doing something. So let's go with the maximum one that we have. Over here, the maximum one is 100. So let's go with that one. W-100. Is this? What is this? Does 150 work? No, it doesn't work. Is it the maximum width that can actually go in? I'm gonna look at deleted messages. Don't worry. So even if your message got deleted because of don't spam though. That's why you're probably getting your message removed. Use F5 to refresh instead of bro, please be curious. I'm not that curious. Instead of using form row, use input field separately. You mean kind of like this, right? That makes sense. Alright, let's read some chats. AD Gamer, hello sir, don't call me sir, I'm in 6th class and I'm doing a Python game course and I'm confused in collision detection, can you help me please? Yeah man, if you want, if you have a question, like just send me on Instagram or email me, I'll probably be able to help you over there. Use custom CSS, I mean that's gonna take a lot of time. I think we have like things in Bootstrap that's gonna help us. Jack, I'm a new beginner in programming and my interest in developing Android apps using Python. Which areas probably should I concentrate on? The Jack, you probably should go for Kiwi MD, and it will not work. So it will work, bro. I know it will work. This guy on timeout. Alright, so let's figure stuff out now. Yeah, actually, I think the idea of Ayush Patil is really good. I think we should just go with instead of form rows, we can just go with form groups, and these make a lot more sense, right? So let me just alright, so instead of using form rows, so we are going to remove this form rows from each of them, right? We don't need these form rows, and let's give it a shot without them, right? No harm in trying. And now let's give it a shot, and I think everything else remains the same. Yeah, it works, man. You're amazing, dude. Ayush, you're the pro, bro. You're the pro. Yeah, now we can actually, I think, use call MD and stuff and actually reduce the size of this thing. If you use just class col MD and make it like 6 or something, I think we should be able to reduce the size of this thing, right? Yeah, we are able to reduce the size of this thing. Perfect. This is perfect. But it's actually giving a little bit of space on the left hand side, which I don't want. So what I'm gonna do is, maybe I can just use text center or something, right? There used to be like text dash center. No. This is not it. Ayush, you're 16 years, awesome, man. Yeah, you're pretty good at web development. You should probably continue doing it. All right. So yeah, what is the progress? So yeah, we have this thing. Maybe we can just give a minus margin and kind of make it properly aligned, I guess. So we can just give it a maybe like a style margin left. I'm pretty sure this is not the right way to do it, but whatever, for right now I guess we'll just go with it. Minus 5 pixels, I guess. Yeah, maybe like more like 20. Maybe more like 18. Maybe 16. Yeah, this is the work that I don't like properly aligning stuff. So yeah, it's actually looking pretty good. I like it. We have our first name, our country, and our email. Now what happens when we click on these and click on the submit button, we actually need to send them to some kind of a database, right? So for example, this is over here, and when a guy, right now there's no way to go over there, but if we go to like just slash optin without this question mark, I guess, and we go to this page, and what I want is that whenever a guy enters stuff over here and presses on the submit button, this should send it to our email. And actually what I also can add is I saw some kind of an email help over here, which I really like. I'm just gonna also copy and paste this here, and it's just a small thing but makes it looks a little bit professional, I guess. Me, Dakshini, does Django can be a backend for Android apps and web apps? Yeah, absolutely. That's what Django REST framework is for. Yeah, like you said, that's Django REST API. That's what you need to learn if you wanna do backend stuff. Although you can, I think for that I'll probably, yeah, you can also like use Flask. Alright, so let's figure out how to save it to our database. Now that we have created this thing over here, let's just remove all of this extra stuff and let's figure out how to save it to our database. A couple of things I think we skipped before was that we didn't create an admin panel, right? So let me just stop this over here and let's create an admin panel. So I'm just going to write create super user, and for right now I'm just going to call it admin. The username, the email I'm just going to skip, and the password I'm just going to call it as, for right now we are just going to call it build with, and press enter, build with, enter again. Alright, the super user has been created. So now if we run our server and go to our, so if in urls.py you see there is this admin thing that we didn't discuss about. So this is the admin panel that I was talking about. So if we go to our thing and click on admin, this should open up our Django administration panel, and then over here in the password we can just enter our build with and click on login, and this is automatically created by Django. So that's the cool thing. So anything you add to the database is automatically added to our Django administration panel. So that's a lot of fun, right? So now figure out how to use models. So whenever we want to, so now we have our front end, right? We have our, let's copy this, paste it over here, and we have at least something. We have some kind of front end, and we want to, whenever a person like inputs data over here and clicks on submit, first of all, it's gonna go to our views.py file, and from a views.py file, we are gonna send it. Actually, it's gonna go to our models first, I think. Views.py file is basically going to use the models to save it to our database. So now the models.py is going to come in handy, and let's look at Django documentation for our models. Django better than PHP for our backend? Like, I think definitely Django is much better, man, than PHP. I used to do PHP when I was in school, but after Django I realized PHP is not at the par level. Because PHP has a lot of new functionality, but nobody is updating to like PHP the latest version, right? I don't know what version PHP is at currently, but nobody is using the latest version of PHP. That's why it's lagging so slowly, PHP. But still, a lot of old people like Facebook still has PHP in the backend somewhere, right? Yeah, PHP sucks. All right, so now let's look at models. Django documentation, and let's look at our models, see what's up with our models. How do you actually create a model? So basically you write from django.db import models, and then you create a class of a person. Actually we can do that, right? So we can create a class of a person, and we can actually do the like kind of similar thing which we have, and this automatically creates a database table. Like this is like a SQLite or MySQL command, right, that you use to create the ID and the first name and the last name column. So that's pretty cool. So we already have this line over here. So we just need to create this class first. So we are going to do that. So we are going to create a class of person, and we will write model. And inside this we have to create a name variable, and we can just use I think it's model, right? Models dot character field, and we can put in a max length. What is the maximum length of characters that a first name can have? That's a very interesting question. Most of the people I see have like 7 letters, you know, in at least our chat, like very small first names. But I guess I'm just gonna put in like 20, whatever. So this is a name, and the second thing we want is a country. We probably will have to change this a little bit later, because country we want it as a drop down, but for right now people can just enter it manually, I guess, because we want a little bit of speed and execution instead of like making this slowly. So what happens when you build a startup is that your speed of execution should be really quick, right? 255 characters, I don't think so, bro. The name has 255 characters. I don't think so. Umair, bro, tell the difference between Django forms and HTML forms. They're pretty much the same, I guess. But when you actually use Django forms over here, we are actually using HTML forms. But when you actually use Django forms, then Django creates the code for you, the HTML code for you, and that's the difference. So Django creates basically the HTML code for you, but it's very difficult to make them look good. That's why I don't use them often. But I think for some things we'll have to use them. So Yash, for someone new to web dev, will he be fine with Django? So for someone who is new to web dev, I think he'll be fine, but I think he should learn like HTML basics, like JavaScript, CSS, and he should learn Bootstrap, and he should also learn some kind of a backend language, like at least MySQL. When you learn MySQL, like you understand how database and stuff works. Nirmal, thank you for all those Kiwi and Kiwi MD tutorial videos. I'm glad you enjoyed them. Thank you so much for watching. And the last thing we need is an email over here, the third thing. So let's actually check out how do we create an email. So yeah, these are the character names. That's what we were talking about. So this is a musician album. Should we, instead of a person, should we like name it something more interesting? Instead of a person, I'm going to actually name it as a student. No, actually I'm just gonna call it person, right? Alright, so What else? How do we add? Freaking just tell me. So this is our choices, I guess. When we have choices, we don't want that right now. And this is how you create a database manually. So that's pretty cool. But first, let's create actually. I'm gonna view your deleted messages. Yeah, we can use Django Crispy Forms. I have used Django Crispy Forms before, but yeah, it's not that customizable. Yeah, you can use it, but still. Don't use country like that. Use the select tag. Yeah, I plan to, I guess, but like how many like countries will I enter manually, right? So if I use the select tag of Bootstrap, alright, let's check the W3 schools. So I will have to like create a list manually, right? Where is the select one? Yeah, so you're basically asking me to do this, but then I'll have to like actually manually write all these countries, or maybe copy and paste them, and in the database I'll actually have to figure out how to do it. So there should be like a package or something that makes it a lot more easier, right? So I'll have to figure that out when I'm not live streaming, because it's gonna take a lot of time. Sushil, I think, asked that crispy form thing, and yeah, Ayush, this is why I'm not currently doing it, but in the next stream I think I'll add that after figuring out what's the shortcut way of doing it. Sorry bro, I was just testing loop in browser control console. Yeah, why are you testing loop in like over here, bro? Can you make course on Python threading module? Sure. I think there is a package. Yeah, there should be a package, right? Hypercoder, don't spam. I've already read your message. Otherwise you're gonna get a timeout. Sorry about that. 7C14, that's a very weird name. I think it's your class or something. Hello? Alright, I called my wife Python yesterday. Babe, she's mad. Imagine calling your wife or girlfriend, hey babe. Hey, I'm glad like somebody is a little bit older, because I'm seeing all these like young kids over here in my stream, and I'm like, where are the older people here, right? So thank you so much for coming, Nirmal. I'm really glad you're here. But imagine you're calling your girlfriend or wife Python. Hey Python, what's up? It's my favorite programming language, so don't be offended. Umair, how about your breakup? Yeah man, breakup was long time ago. I recovered, doing some new things. Again, too many hearts, bro. Thank you for the hearts, but we'll have to put you in timeout. Mr. WSP. Alright. Oh, so you're in 7th class and 14 years old. That makes sense. Anyways guys, let's go back to our email. Let's see how to add an email in our models. So yeah, let's check out primary key fields. Let's just search for email, man. This is taking too much time. Oh, there's no email. How do you add an email then? Wait. Email, models, model, Django, email field. Yeah, this is what we want, right? Yeah, this is what we want. Excellent. So we're just gonna paste that one in. Alright, I don't know how long the emails are apparently, but whatever. Alright, and so we have done this. So do we need to add anything else? Alright, so this is looking good. Alright, so we have created our model over here. Now we have to send our data which we have in our forms to our views.py file, right? And this is where we do the magic stuff. If I remember correctly, we have to see whether a request is get or post, and according to that we have to do stuff, right? So first we go to our forms, where we have created a form, and over here it requires a couple of things. First is the action, what we want to do when the submit button is clicked, the action, and the method. So whenever a web page is opened, that's using the get request, and whenever we want to submit something in a form, then it's a post request. I guess it can also be a get request, but making post makes more sense. Otherwise the values are going to be shown in the URL. If you don't understand that, that's okay, but just understand whenever you want to send data that's inside a form, always use the post method. And in action, what we want is to go to a particular URL, right? So what we are going to do is, whenever a submit button is clicked, we want it to actually go to this this opt-in page again, right? And over there we are just going to distinguish somehow that it's a get request or a post request. If it's a get request, then we are going to display all of this stuff, but if it's a post request, then we are going to display a thank you message. And it's going to get a little bit, oh yeah, a CSRF token is also needed. Thank you for reminding me. We'll also have to add that. So let's see, we want to first of all read. So let me just open up my base.html and check out the code that we used for this URL. So I'm just going to copy this from here, go to our opt-in, and I'm going to paste this here, URL, and I'm just going to write opt-in over here. Alright, and now let's just search for how to distinguish between get request, get, and post, views, Django, yeah, so this is what I want. If request.method equals to get, that we will do something else. If the request is a post method, then we do something else. So let me add that inside our views.py file inside. So what will happen is, whenever the submit button is clicked, it's gonna go to this URL over here. So let me just add that. So we just want to render the simple HTML page when we get a get request, and whenever it's a post request, we want it to do something else. So I'm just gonna add a else, and for right now we are just gonna write pass. Oh. Let's see what Ayush has sent. If request.method equals to post, yeah, that's the idea, I guess. CSRF token we have to add, as Sushil reminded us. So let's see, how do we add that? I think it was just like brackets and then CSRF token, right? Let's see. And we also have to figure out how to send data from this HTML page to our views.py file, right? Because right now it's just over here, and I have no idea how to actually send this data. Actually, I do have a little bit of an idea. Alright, so this is a else request, and what we are gonna do is, I'm gonna look at my previous code that I coded for an opinion, and over there should be like some kind of an idea. Oh, thank you for giving me the CSRF token, I guess. Let's see the code for CSRF token. We just have to write this and paste it inside our form. There is our form over here, and we just have to paste this. So CSRF token is basically a security thing. If you don't add this, you are vulnerable to CSRF attacks, which I've discussed in my live stream of web attacks. If you want to learn more about CSRF attacks, yeah, actually I found some of the vulnerability. So good thing about Django is that if you don't add this token, it doesn't allow you to create this form. So in Django you can't actually do this attack. So that's pretty neat of using the Django framework. All the security things are automatically taken care of, right? So yeah, so let me just open up, and actually I'll show you guys the code that I wrote like 2 years ago, and we can actually I can copy some stuff from there. So let me just put this over here, and so this is the unopinion, and where did I create my forms? So inside my templates, YouTube, I guess in feedback.html something should be there, right? the you know what, in an opinion, I probably didn't use the most secure method to do it. So I don't know if I should be looking at it like I think for the new thing we should be doing it again from scratch. But we can look, what we can do is actually look at the request, the post and the get methods, how to handle that, because I don't want to go and search for it again on Google. I just want to get it done quickly. So we are going to look at a views.py file. And alright, so actually surprisingly I used the class thing at that time, huh? That's pretty interesting. At some places at least. Huh. That's interesting. That I use the class based requests instead of using the method one that I'm using currently in my views.py one, this def one. Let's see, so I don't want to show you guys this because it's a little bit private, but let me see some other projects that I've done on Django and see if I can find something else. So let me actually see on my GitHub. Maybe it's on there on my GitHub itself. So let me open up my GitHub where I host most of my published code, at least. If I make any tutorials and stuff, I upload there. So let me just open up my GitHub. I haven't logged in, so let me just sign in quickly. Sign in. Alright, we are chilling like a villain. And let's look at let's see. Alright, let's look at the personal website. I think I should have some kind of an idea inside my views.py file, because this was a very simple website. So if request.method is post, then basically we use this, and this is the name of the template field, I'm guessing. My side. Let's look at the templates. And inside our contact.html, let's look email subject. So yeah, I think it's the name field. Folio contact, get email subject and message. Yeah, I guess it's the name field, so we have to take care of the name field. Alright, so now I have a little bit of an idea of what to do. So it's very easy. So we just have to write this little code over here. And actually we don't have to write if request.method equals to get, I guess. You can just go with post. And if this is not true, then it will automatically just return the get request. So we don't actually need this if statement over here also. And then we are just gonna paste this this GitHub code I have. First name post.get. Right, so instead of first name, I'm just gonna go with name, and I'm gonna get the name from here, and I'm gonna do this for all the three properties that we are getting from our optin.html. So we have our f name, and actually let me also give it a name over here. Name equals to f name. I'm gonna just give it the same name as like the ID. Name equals to country. Let's not put single quotes. And the third one is the email. So I'm also gonna give it an ID, not this one. I'm gonna give it an ID and a name of email. Alright, so alright, and then to get this inside our views.py, we have this, and the second one is the country. Let's copy and paste this. Oh, I forgot to open up my chat. So this type of live stream content is really helpful because you're telling us the method how we can make a website while learning. Yeah man, I'm also kind of learning because a lot of people in the chat are helping me, like Ayush and other people are helping me a lot. So it's kind of fun to like learn things together, and you can see like me struggling with a lot of stuff. So but that's the fun part, you know, you learn a lot of things, you struggle, you create. So the idea is for like a lot of time, like at least for, I think it will take us 30 days to create this website. So I think I'm going to be streaming every day for the next 30 days and we will build this website together. Hopefully at least some people will be able to like kind of watch it together, right? Or they'll at least watch it later. And my web development, which I haven't been in touch for a couple of years, will get strong too. So now what we are actually going to do is, let's return this first of all. That's totally fine. And we are going to return this. So if it's not a post request, that is we are not clicking on the submit button, then we are just going to return this also. And actually for people it might be a little bit more helpful if I add a else over here. I don't think we need to, but just for people I'm just going to add a else. So if it's not a post request, that a form is not being submitted, and it's a get request that the page just needs to be showed, then we are going to just render this. And over here we are going to send some things, but yeah, so that's why this render and this render is different. But alright, so just to see whether we are getting stuff in our views.py or not, I'm just going to print out our name and our country and our email, just to make sure that it works. Let's also copy and paste this email. Alright, so fingers crossed. I think we are not yet using models.py file, so it shouldn't be a problem. So whenever our opt-in page submit button is clicked, it should automatically go to our this form thing, and it should automatically go to this action of opt-in. Hopefully in urls.py file we have given a name of opt-in. We have. So it goes to this URL of opt-in and uses the method of post. And when it goes to this URLs of opt-in, it looks for this views of opt-in. Though it goes to this views.py file and it looks for this method of opt-in and sees if it's a get request or a post request. And if a user has submitted the form, then it's a post request, and it gets all these parameters from that optin.html and prints them on our screen. Alright, oh yeah, it's an F name. Man, you're good at catching errors. Thank you. F name, thank you Ayush again. Alright, so this is looking good. Let's give it a shot. Alright, let's run our build with Python website. Let's reload this, and I'm just gonna enter stuff over here, gmail.com, click on submit. Alright, so stuff should have gotten printed over here. Alright, so congratulations to me and to all you people who have helped me. It's actually working. We are getting them on our screen. So we have successfully gotten it from our HTML to our views.py file. Now what we need to do is we need to send this data to our database of SQLite 3 that we are using our models.py file, right? So again we are going to look at our GitHub code because I've already done this before, so might as well look at it. And we are going to go to our views.py file, and let's see how do we save this to our database, right? So we have this over here, and then we have this, we create this variable of C, and this is the name of basically our model. So we first need to import our model inside our views.py file. So I'm just going to write from .models. We are going to import this person that we created inside our models.py file, and then I'm just going to create a variable over here. So now we don't need to print all of this stuff, and I'm going to just write info equals to, and then I'm going to use the person model that we have created. And then let's look at our GitHub code. So we create this, and then we basically write the parameters and we save them, right? So this the first we write whatever we have written over here. So the name, the country, and the email. We're just going to copy this, and I'm going to paste this over here. put a comma, and we are going to copy this country, we're going to put this to equals to, and then I'm just going to copy this email from here and paste this here to equals to, and then we are going to actually just copy this kind of the same name, so it actually makes it a little bit more confusing for viewers, I guess, to understand what's happening. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be changing this name to name underscore r, so that you guys understand that this is what we got from our request, right? So I'm going to be changing this to country underscore r, email underscore r, and then over here I'm going to be like writing name underscore r, and I'm going to be doing the same thing for our country, and I'm going to be doing the same thing for our email, and then we need to save this to our database, right? So we are just going to write .save, and it should save it to our database. So we are going to come over here, and I'm just going to write info .save, and this should save it to our database. But we also need to display this, so we have done some changes to our models.py file, so we need to add them to our migrations. So let's do that. So I'm going to stop the server for some time, and I'm just going to write make migrations, and our app name is my site, so let's use that. And it's going to add some stuff to our database. It created this model that we have created over here. It's pretty good. And then we also need to add this inside our administration panel, right? So let's see how do we do that. So what we are gonna do is we are gonna go to our again GitHub, which we have already done, and I'm gonna go to our where should I go? Go to our I think it was admin.py, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, we have to register this so that it shows up inside our administration panel, right? So I have to also open up this admin.py file over here, and I'm going to paste this, and I'm going to add our person. First let's actually import our models. So from .models we are going to import our person, and then I'm just going to add this over here. Pretty chill, we are chilling like a villain. And yeah, so this should actually come up inside our administration panel. So we have our models, and we are saving it inside our database. Let's look at what's happening inside the chat. So yeah, I can see your chat, don't worry, I just undeleted your messages. You can use Visual Studio Code, it's very useful. Maybe I'll give it a shot. admin.site.register, yeah, that's what I used. Yeah, alright, so let's actually try it out and see if it works. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run the server again, and hopefully this time it should work. Not this time, this is the first time we are trying, but if it works during the first time, that's awesome. Debugging things always takes a lot of time. So let's go back, and I'm going to go back to our opt-in page and our admin panel. Let's see, so the person should be showing up over here. So right now there is no person inside our database, no such table my site underscore person. Why is this? Oh, so there is no there's nothing inside our database, right? So first we need to add a person. We can do it manually if you want. So for example, let me just show you guys. So I'm just going to write Atre, I'm going to write my country, India, and I'm going to write my email. And this is the email you guys can contact me on, and I'll be able to reply. So it's butatreya@gmail.com. Let's click on save. What the heck is happening over here? Oh, I forgot to migrate. Oh yeah, I forgot to migrate it. Man, you're a genius. Alright, let's migrate it. So after making migrations, you actually have to press on migrate, otherwise it's not gonna work. Thank you for reminding me. Alright, so it applied the migrations. Now when we go back to our administration panel, oh, I forgot to run the server. You know, after streaming for like 1.5 hours, I see that my concentration starts to drop off, and like I start making a lot more mistakes because I have to speak all the time, and when you're just coding, you don't have to speak all the time. XJX, I'm just going to give you a recap of what we have done after completing this so that you won't be confused after this if you're a little bit confused as to what's happening. So when we click on persons, it should give us this 0%, and we can actually add a person using our administration panel. Let's write R3, let's write India, write the email, click on save, and this should add it to our database person object. That is the first person object. And what we can do is we can add another person, but this time what we want is we want it to be done using our forms, right? This is just for testing. So now if we go over here and we use our form over here, let's use Ayush, yeah, because he helped us so much during the stream. We are going to honor him with this, and let's make sure that he's in Antarctica, and this is email is Ayush Django @email.com. Django. Let's click on submit, and hopefully, like if we go back to our database and click on enter, there should be a person 2 over here, and it should show his like information. One thing which I don't like is that it's showing me this person object. Instead of this, what I want to show is the person's name. So what we can do is, let me just go and check my models.py file, because I think there's this, yeah, this underscore string which we have to use, and we can just copy this and paste this inside our models.py file. I don't know if we need to make migrations again or not. But let's see if we need to do it or not. It's reloading, and now if we go back over here and press enter, this person object should change to the name of the person, and when we click on it, it should give us the info of the person. Alright, so we have done the stuff that we have to do today, but let me give you guys a complete recap of what we have done today. So this is what our website currently looks, right? We have made a quite like a little bit of progress over here. So let me guys give you a recap of what we have done. So the first thing we did today was something known as base templating. So we created a base of base.html. Let me just close all this stuff up. So we have this base.html, using which we created this navigation bar, and it has this login which doesn't work right now, but we created this navigation bar, and then we didn't want to like copy and paste the course for navigation bar in courses and blog again and again. That's why we used base extending templating, and we added the code dynamically by using this blog content. So just rewind the screen if you want to learn what happened over here. And then what we did was we made sure that we gave a little bit of margin at the top to make sure it looks good, and then we used a jumbotron from Bootstrap to add this. And then I wanted to create an opt-in page over here so that people can enter their name and country and email, and they can just click on submit, and I can get their email to contact them in future about whatever. And we learned how to basically submit it and add it to our database. Now how we are doing it, so the front end part is like we just did it. I'm going to be uploading this somewhere, so you can just copy and paste this, but if you want to understand it properly, you can look at my, just rewind this video again. So if you go to our optin.html, you can see there's a lot of code which I don't want to go in again, but basically what we are doing is this is a form, and it requires a couple of things. We have our action, what we want to do when the submit button is clicked, and how do we want it to send, how do we want the data to be sent. So there are two methods to send it. One is to use the GET request, and another is used to use the POST request. So POST request, you should probably Google it if you don't understand it properly, but basically in forms we use the POST request, and whenever we open up a web page, so for example when I'm pressing enter over here, this is actually a GET request, but when I click on the submit button with something inside the form, that is a POST request, right? So we did all of this stuff, and then we added a name over here, so name, fname, name, country, so that when we go to our views.py file over here, we can actually get these values by using their names. And then we basically said that, hey, if it's a post request, that is, it's just whenever a submit button is clicked, then get all this input that we have entered over here, and just save them to a database using this model which I have created. But if it's a GET request, then just show the web page, doesn't matter. And we have created this model over here. So basically model is way to create a database without actually writing the MySQL or SQLite database syntax. So we needed 3 database names: name, country and email, and we added them, and then we finally added them to our admin panel. So rewind the video if you don't know what an admin panel is. So this is the admin panel, which basically helps us access our database, and this is the model that we created, and you can actually do like add it manually also, and this is the database that we'll be seeing, or I'll be seeing at least, and then I can add like some kind of email functionality to it. So yeah, and then we are saving it basically. That's pretty much it. That's what we did in this video. One thing before I end the video, what I want to do is that whenever this submit button is clicked, I want to just for today, because my throat is totally gone, I just want to display like some kind of a thank you over here, right, instead of this email subscription page. So what we are gonna do is we are gonna go to our we can actually send some kind of a context over here. So we are gonna create a kind of a dictionary, and we are gonna add let's see what we are gonna add. Should we do it today, because my throat is totally gone and it's already been a 1.5 hour stream? I guess we can just do it tomorrow, or should I do it today? What do you guys think? Should we do it today or should we do it tomorrow? If the chat says do it today, I'm gonna do it today, but if the chat says do it tomorrow, I'm gonna do it tomorrow. Let's see what you guys say in the next 1 minute. So basically what I want to do is so currently let me just minimize this. Yeah. Tomorrow, sir? Okay, then I'll do tomorrow, because this class, I don't want to call it a class, man, damn it. So this session has already been pretty long, so I'll do it tomorrow. Otherwise there'll be too much information to handle, I guess. So basically what we'll be doing tomorrow is whenever we click on submit, I want to display a thank you page instead of this form, right? So we'll be doing that tomorrow and other stuff also tomorrow. So I guess this is pretty much it, guys. Thank you for currently we have 8 viewers, but we had a lot more viewers in between. If you haven't liked the stream, please like this stream, because it helps other people watch it also. So, and I know a lot of people will be watching it later, right? So everybody is tired, not just me. Anyways, thank you so much, Ish. I'm just leaving the stream, but thank you so much for joining, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow in the tomorrow stream. I'll be streaming daily till we finish this website. So yeah, we'll be doing that continuously. So guys, this is pretty much it. Peace out. Stay safe during this corona time, and keep on coding in Python. Python is